Oh my goodness. What a meditation. We we got interrupted, and so I figured out a alternative, and I think this will work better. At least I hope it will. Doing it straight from the actual Facebook platform instead of Be Live. So I'm just readjusting my space here since the camera is a little bit different. And hopefully you can hear me now. So as you're coming on, yay! Heidi says you can hear me. Wonderful. Okay, so today's Facebook Live full moon meditation is with the strawberry moon. So I'm so excited to have all of you here. And I'll just give you a chance to hop on now that we've changed locations. Hopefully, everybody can join us. And since this is a different platform, and I don't think I can write on the screen, which was why I liked the Be Live platform. Um, what I'm going to ask, as I always do, is if you'll please introduce yourself as you're joining us and let us know who you are and where you're joining us from. So I'll just give a few more minutes for people to find us since we've switched locations. Um, and in the meantime, I'm just going to take a few minutes to share a little bit about today's full moon meditation. And if you've had a chance to take a look at what this full moon particularly is about, and there's some beautiful articles that we've been sharing on the Facebook support circle. And I was really surprised to see it's kind of interesting because the strawberry moon has such an uplifting feeling to it and a sense of the reason it's called the strawberry moon is because at this time of the year where summer has begun and the earth is it's reaching its full blossom and it's ripe. So strawberries are ripe for picking. And so that's one question that I wanted to put out to all of you today is what is ripe right now in your life? What is it that feels like it's in full blossom for you at its full potential of juiciness? So as you're coming on, and I see we have more and more people hopping on, if you could please introduce yourself and let us know where you're joining us from because it's a new platform. I'm not quite sure what it's all going to look like. So I'd love for you to work with me here. Let me know who you are and where you're joining us from. And Heidi, if you could write a note under the video that didn't work where we are, that would be awesome. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Gwen from London. It's so nice to have you. And this time it's at a good time for you in the UK. So, welcome, Gwen. Thank you for joining us. Who else is here with us on the live cast? Ashley, hi. Wonderful to have you. Welcome. Yay. So Ashley, I think I forget where you are. You're close by on the East Coast. So as you come on, please let me know where you're joining us from. It's just nice as we begin to create the energy of our circle, it's wonderful to know where you're joining us from. So I'll just give you a few more seconds to add that information as you come in. Okay, so as I said, this is a new platform for me. So, hey, yes, Ashley's joining us from Pennsylvania. Welcome. And Claudia, hola, Claudia. Claudia from Barcelona, welcome. It's so lovely to hear from you and to have you here. And Heidi, yes, Heidi from Toronto. Thank God for Heidi, who's been helping me through all these technical difficulties. So, okay. And now that we are just Yeah, we're kind of behind schedule. So let's get started and dive in. I wanted to get a sense from you, as I asked earlier, what is ripe for you in your life right now? And the reason I'm asking this question, as I mentioned, is that the strawberry moon is really a time of ripeness. And that's why the moon was called the strawberry moon, because strawberries were ripe for the picking. So I wonder if there is something in your life that feels like it's reached a full potential. And if there isn't anything that feels ripe in that way, hello, Kristen from Florida. Welcome. Is there something that you are intending to reach a place of full potential, and that you would like to use today's meditation to intend for the ripening of? So, if there isn't something at this time that feels fully ripened and ready to pluck, what is it that you would intend for the ripening of in your life? And I'll just give you a few moments to think about that question, and to to give us your answer in the comments. Gwen says, launching my business. Okay. So is that ripe for you, Gwen? Does it feel like you're at a place of fullness in your business? And what about anyone else? What feels ripe for you at its full, juicy potential? Anyone else? Gwen says it's definitely time to launch and make the first step. Beautiful. And Kristen says something similar, starting my business. Great. And I think Heidi might have, yes, Heidi says, I'm feeling so ripe creatively because, yes, ready to bring to fruition the creative work I've been seeding and nurturing my entire life. Yes, I believe Heidi is launching her book. So interesting how there seems to be a theme right now around work that feels ripe. And how about what doesn't feel like it's reached a ripeness, or an intention that you feel like you have, that maybe the intention has reached its ripe place of ripeness, but the manifestation is still in a place of intentionality. So I think sometimes what we don't realize is that even though something hasn't manifested in a physical sense, in a physical form, the intention of it can be ripe. So, whether that's the intention of birthing a new creative project, um, if it feels like your ideas are ripe, if it feels like your intention to move forward in a particular aspect of your life, like becoming a mother. Claudia just says, hoping to start stims for my next egg retrieval next week. Perfect. So there's a ripening of that creative potential of life in your ovaries, Claudia, that you might be intending as you prepare for your stims. And Anne Marie says, having a baby, still waiting for it to happen. So that intention of having a baby feels ripe. That intention for motherhood, I imagine, feels ripe for you, Anne Marie. And Gwen says, yes, becoming a mother. Ashley, too, yes. So let's take a moment and really feel that even though this thing that we're intending for isn't at a place where it's at full manifestation, our intention for it feels full and ripe and juicy. And there is real power in stepping into that place of owning, I'm ready for this. And I know Ashley and I have been exploring that together in our coaching sessions, this idea of I'm ready. And so today, let's use that phrase, I'm ready. So I think that could be an even more powerful way of phrasing it, in the same idea of ripeness. What are you ready for? And so, as Elizabeth, welcome, Elizabeth. I think you're in the UK. And Elizabeth, too, says she feels ripe to launch her business. And I know a lot of you are here. Um, isn't it interesting that the business aspect of your lives feel ripe and feel like something you can point to and really own fully as feeling ripe and full and juicy? And a lot of you I know are also here because you're intending to become mothers. So, as we feel into what feels ripe and juicy in our lives, I think it's really helpful and important to use that feeling space, that energy space, to also connect with this intention of stepping into, whether it's motherhood for you or whether it's a new incarnation of who you are being in the world, stepping into a new life path, a new career, a new relationship, whatever it is that feels like you're ready to move into more fully. Yes, Elizabeth, we have a heat wave on its way to Toronto too. So, feeling that heat as well at this time of the year, if you're north of the equator, is again that feeling of reaching that the fullness, the zenith of potential. So we're really going to be exploring that today in our meditation. And so what I'd love to invite everyone to do now, as we've gathered under the full moon today, is to just take a moment, taking a deep breath in and centering yourself, bringing your awareness inwards. And let's imagine that we're joining hands. So I'm just going to adjust the camera, and we're going to have the left hand up and the right hand down. So just imagine you can let your hands rest by your sides, left palm facing up, right palm facing down. And just imagine all of us who are here together today in our virtual circle, right here, right now, all over the world. Imagine us sitting together around the globe at this moment, hand in hand, connected heart and spirit and womb. And imagining our circle expanding with those who are also gathered together elsewhere at this time in their own circles, or later today, those who will be joining us on the live casts and the replay. Let's include them too in our circle. And just take a moment to connect with, again, this idea of what you are ready for, what is ripe, whether in intention or in manifestation, connecting to that feeling, I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. And feeling what you're ready for, what's ripe for you in your life, and feeling the connection with all of us in this circle and all of our readiness and ripeness as well. Feeling that full, juicy potential connecting us all. just feel the power of that, the abundance, the blossoming, and the potential. And then let's open our arms wide in a gesture of receptivity. Breathing into your heart and embodying your juiciness, your readiness, your fullness, and your abundance, and all of ours in the circle as well. Taking it all in, filling yourself up with this full, juicy, abundant ripeness. Gathering it, imagining it coming in towards your physical being. Taking it in. Sharing yours with all of us and receiving all of our readiness into yourself. And then take a moment to bring your arms slowly back towards your body and creating a sense of a mudra of welcoming back to yourself. Welcoming this readiness, yours and others. And then bringing your palms together at heart center and just taking a moment to give thanks. So I would love to know, we're going to do a little bit more of a meditation that's connecting us to the moon in just a moment. But before we do that, what was that experience like for you to connect in with the circle, with all of us, and really feel that ripeness and that readiness of yourself and everyone else in the circle? And then bringing that in towards you. What was that like for you? Please share in the comments. Robin Jennings. Hello, Robin. Robin says, it felt very colorful. Sounds visual for you, Robin. And Gwen says it felt very abundant. Beautiful. Ashley says a rush of calm and energy at the same time. Excited, but in a calm way. Yes, thank you for mentioning that, Ashley. As I was reading some of the articles, um, let me just read what Gwen said first. Gwen says, like all our abundance combined created a snowball effect. Yeah, exactly, Gwen. Perfect words. So going back to what Ashley said of a rush of calm and energy at the same time. What I found really interesting, because if we think about the astrology currently of this full moon, and I'm not an astrologer, so it's not my area of expertise, but one of the articles that Heidi shared or that we shared in the support circle from the Elephant Journal, really talked about that. Interestingly enough, right now, it's a Capricorn, that the sign of Capricorn is most dominant with this full moon, and that it's all about healing, actually. And that even though full moons are often a time of heightened energy, and kind of like high energy and excitement, that this particular full moon is bringing with it a sense of calm. So it's interesting that Ashley, you presence that calmness in our opening circle right now. Elizabeth says, seeing potential. I'm sitting in front of my mandala as though I was embodying the mandala. Beautiful, beautiful image. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing. And Kristen says, I felt energy flow up from the ground and in through my hands like a tree receiving nutrients to create fruit. Beautiful. Thank you, Kristen. I love how you guys are, all of you ladies are so in tune with me, because actually that's the way we're going to open our meditation today. So if you have any other comments, feel free to share as we go into our next check-in. For now, let's take a moment, because this full moon, we're going to take the opportunity to call back our energy into our body and to really feel it settle into your sits bones. So I'm going to welcome you to close your eyes, and you can lie down or sit up, whatever is comfortable for you. And coming into a comfortable position. I'm just adjusting where I'm sitting so I can lean back as well. So you want to feel your sits bones underneath you. Feel your feet grounded on the floor. And imagine the energy from the root of your pelvis connected down through your legs to your feet, right down into the earth. Feeling your roots anchor down into the earth. You are the roots of your tree, the captain of your ship. Feel that power as you are the divine made manifest through the vessel of your body. In this body, feel your connection to the earth, to your roots, and start calling your energy back. Imagine yourself encased in a beautiful light. And you can think of it as the light of the rainbow all around you. And start to call back your power, any power that you may have given away or lost. Imagine it filtering through your rainbow light, so only the best of it is brought back to you. Call back the power of your feminine, the creativity of your feminine power. start to imagine this feminine power in the form of four archetypal energies. And maybe you see them, maybe you feel them, maybe you simply just know them. The archetype of the maiden, energized go-getter, the archetype of the mother, loving and nurturing, the archetype of the enchantress, seductive and magical, powerful, and the archetype of the wise woman, sage and all-knowing, intuitive. And start to see, feel, or know these archetypal energies as they live within you, as you cycle around through the phases of the moon, through the phases of your own cycle, through the seasons of nature, through the ebb and flow of your own hormonal tides. And imagine that as you stand in your womb tree, roots connected down to the earth, you can see your reflection in these four energies, and know yourself as these four goddess energies. First, as the maiden, like in your girlhood days, like at the beginning of your cycle, when the potential of life is just beginning to sparkle within your ovaries. Just take a moment and feel that sparkle that comes with the beginning of each new cycle. The promise of potential, like the crescent moon, like the springtime. And breathe that in, that sparkling potential. Call back that power into your being. Welcome it home. Feel that maiden energy settle inside of you as yours. And now the archetype of the mother, loving and nurturing, full and bright like the full moon, pregnant with possibility, blossoming like the summertime. Call her home to you. Welcome her back into your being. And with your next breath, calling for the enchantress. She is powerful and decisive. She knows what she wants. She knows how she feels, and she knows how to ask for her needs to be met. She knows her boundaries. She has clarity and conviction and intuition. She knows her power. She knows what to let go of, like the fall, when the trees let go of their leaves, like the waning moon that begins to withdraw and turn inwards and take care from within. Call her home to you, call her back to you, this inner knowing of what you need. Feel her settling within you, in your heart, in your mind, in your womb, in your whole body and being. And with your next breath, calling forth the wise woman, the energy of the new dark moon, the moon that cannot be seen, but we all know is there. The wisdom of the wise woman, the crone, the grandmother, the part of you that holds all wisdom of all time and all space and all experience, that's connected to all of time, and the wisdom of the feminine that's accessible to us all when we connect to the earth, to the seasons, to the moon, to the tides. All of that wisdom is there for us. Call her home to you. To your heart, to your womb, to your whole body and being. Now, just like in our opening circle, open your arms wide and feel the gathering of these archetypal feminine energies, the goddess energies embodied in you, held within you. And breathe that in. Feel that abundance, that ripeness, that potential, that completeness. You are complete. You are whole. You are perfect as you are. Feel that wholeness now. And then as your arms come back towards your body, just gather. Feel that this is the gathering place within you, where your whole being is the gathering place of all of this energy, all of the feminine, all of the archetypal goddess energies held within you, within your heart, within your womb, within your mind, your body, and your being, in your spirit. And bring your palms together in a prayer position and just give thanks. Thanks for this coming together. Thanks for this welcoming home. Thanks for this returning of energy. So I would love to know what that was like for all of you as you come back, slowly returning to the live cast, opening your eyes and orienting yourself back. What was it like for you to call your feminine energy back home? Please let me know in the comments. I'll give you some time to think about and feel into your answers so you can write them and share them in the comment section. I can really feel the fullness that we created together. There's so much abundance. Let's see. Ashley says the feeling of wholeness and confidence and trust in myself and my body. Ooh, beautiful. Thank you, Ashley. That's so lovely. Anyone else? What was it like for you to call your feminine energy back home to yourself, home to your body? Any images or sensations or feelings that came up for you? Gwen says a beautiful integration of the four energies, knowing that we are constantly in a flow over and over again. Indeed, Gwen. Really beautifully put. Robin says, I had a really hard time getting centered and kept losing focus, but the ending with the group was lovely and felt even brighter than the first one. Oh, that's wonderful to hear, Robin. Thank you. Elizabeth says, I have the feeling of needing to ground myself and do this exercise each day. This is such a powerful meditation. Beautiful, Elizabeth. Thank you. And yes, actually, that's something I would love for you to do every day. And would welcome you to use the moon meditations actually that I newly developed, and we're putting them on sale actually for under $10. So you have one meditation for each phase of your cycle. So every week, depending on where you are in your cycle, you can change the meditation to connect more fully with the archetype that comes up. So starting with the maiden, then the mother, then the enchantress, and then the wise woman crone. So I'd love for you to use those meditations on a weekly basis so you can really start to embody and connect with the archetypes in that way. Kristen says, I am the mother right now, very pregnant with the new business, ready to give birth, but she is a surrogate. The enchantress is there, ready to receive and nurture once the birth has come. The crone is standing by as the midwife, telling me the time has come. Oh, how lovely, Kristen. That's so beautiful and poetic. And indeed, exactly the way that the cycle and the energies work. So, as Kristen says, we're always cycling through the energies, starting with that sparkling potential that's there with every pre ovulation phase or the maiden time, the crescent moon time, and then blossoming into the fullness of the full moon or the ovulatory time where the follicles have grown to their fullness in our ovaries and we're ready for fertilization. We're ready for conception. And that doesn't have to be only about making babies and fertility, but whatever it is, we're ready to ignite um, into that merger of yin and yang, masculine and feminine, that spark of life. We cycle through that every month at that mid cycle point. And then the enchantress is there, like the midwife, to usher in, uh, first of all, to let go of what we don't need. And then, second of all, to midwife in what it is we are. Um, First cleansing and then bringing into being. Um, so I like how Kristen said that it's the crone for her that's standing by as the midwife to let her know that the time has come. And that really is how our intuition works, letting us know when to or where to make that turn and what we need to potentially rejig and shift focus or attention or energy to. So, when we connect with the energies in this way, the archetypal feminine energies, and work with them consciously, we really do tap into this wisdom that lives within us that we're often not really knowing how to use as a navigational tool. So, I hope you'll use the moon meditations if you don't already have them. Anyone who's with us today or listening to the replay, that offer for instead of $27, it's only $10 and they're brand new. They don't exist in any other program, so they're not part of the Moon Goddess program. So they're slightly different than what if you have Moon Goddess you would have. And really working with the archetypal feminine is a wonderful way to call your feminine energies back home. So, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing the full strawberry moon with me. I'm so glad that we finally figured out a way to make this work. I'm sad that we might have to let go of our Be Live platform because it was a great platform for interacting and me being able to write messages. But maybe this is our new home, just using Facebook Live from my computer. So we will let you know for the next live cast next month. And I hope you have a beautiful full moon, afternoon, day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Sending you lots and lots and lots of love and gratitude. Thank you for being here. And I can't wait to reconnect with you soon and hopefully through the moon meditations offer that we'll be sending out to you. Bye for now. And Heidi has shared the link if you want to take a look. Thank you. Take care.